Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Golf 101. So if you missed my last video, go check that out. We talked about all the different parts of the golf club and kind of their significance, kind of what they're used for, how they contribute to your overall golf swing and your golf game. And today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the golf grip, both that you physically hold the golf club with and what you have equipment-wise on your club and how these things can influence your swing and your golf game. So the reason our grip is so important is this is the only point of contact we have with the golf club. And obviously the golf club is the only point of contact we have with the ball, the course, everything that involves scoring in golf. So this is what really is just your main point of control. This is going to be the thing that predetermines kind of different things in your swing, the way your club travels, the way that your body moves. Everything is going to run through the grip. When you're a beginner golfer, first thing you got to learn is how to grab the golf club, how to hold it, how to swing with it. So the grip is just so important for predetermining so many things that are going to happen in your swing before you even address a golf ball. So when we look at grip, we have to first start with how we're going to actually grab the golf club. So whenever we're teaching golf to a beginner, whenever someone's learning golf, you always start with your lead hand. If you are a left-handed golfer, your lead hand is going to be your right hand. And it's the inverse for a right-handed golfer, it would be your left hand. Your lead hand is just whatever hand is closer to your target when you're set up to the golf ball. So it's going to be whatever hand is leading the golf club through the swing. So we start with the lead hand. We're going to put that on the butt end of the club here. We're going to grab it just like this. And then from here, this is always the way we start with grabbing the club. And the other hand is going to do one of three things. So first thing it can do is you can just put it right on top like that with the thumbs going straight down the shaft. This is our 10-finger / baseball grip. This grip is great for beginners. It's a great place to start. It gives you a lot of control over your hands. You can grip the club as light or as heavy as you want. This grip is also great for people with small hands because it gives you more just interaction with the grip. You're not worried about your fingers slipping off. You have the most fingers on the golf club itself. And it's just a great way to really get the hands involved early on in learning the golf swing. So another way you can grip the golf club, we're going to start the same way. And we are going to put the index finger of our lead hand out. And we're going to come in with our trail hand. And our trail hand is going to just interlock the pinky of our trail hand with the index finger of the lead hand. So then thumbs are going to go straight down the shaft again, and this is called our interlock grip. This is another great grip if you're starting out. This is probably the most common grip that I see. It allows you to have that same level of grip pressure and control, but a little less of your hands being involved. So with the baseball or 10-finger grip, your hands can move a lot more freely. Your wrists are a lot more free to move. As we interlock these fingers, there's a little bit less that our fingers can do and that our wrists can do moving around. So a lot of people prefer this just because of the control you get with the hands without letting the hands be too wild and free and going all over the place. And the last grip we're going to talk about, of course, we start the same way. And then instead of interlocking these two fingers, we are going to put them on top of each other with the pinky finger of our trail hand on top of the index finger of our lead hand. And what this is going to do is if you try this and put your thumbs going straight down the shaft again, you're going to notice that you have a lot less grip pressure on the golf club, especially with this trail hand here. What this is going to do is it's going to get the trail hand a lot less active. You're going to grip the club a lot lighter, especially with that trail hand. And it's really going to help you to alleviate some of the tension in your golf swing. A lot of people prefer this if they feel like they're really just gripping the club way too hard with the interlock or with the baseball grip. So instead of doing one of these two and feeling like they have too much tension in their wrists and their forearms, they're going to overlap, and it makes it to where you can't really grab the club as strongly with this trail hand since it's not all the way on the club. And it's going to make you swing with a little bit of a lighter grip pressure, and hopefully you're going to have less tension in your wrist and your arms as you swing through the golf swing. The other big thing to note here is our grip pressure when we're choosing a grip. So any of these grips will work. Beginner wise, you're much better off going with either the baseball slash 10 finger grip or the interlock grip. The overlap grip is not very beginner friendly, and it's going to be a lot harder to learn the golf swing with the overlap grip. But when we're choosing a grip, we also want to have the appropriate amount of grip pressure in our hands. So most of the beginner golfers I see, they will grip the club as hard as possible. They are just so tense in their upper body, all the way down through their wrists. Everything is very tight, and they're just grabbing it very hard, almost white knuckling the golf club. Instead of this, what we want to do is we want to treat this on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the lightest that you can possibly grip the golf club without it falling out of your hand, and 10 being that you physically cannot grip it any harder. A lot of golfers, especially beginners, fall in this like 7 to 10 range, when what we really want is anywhere between like 5 and 6, maybe even 4, depending on kind of your game and your golf swing. So I like to tell my golfers that we are going to grip the club, and we're going to try to find this happy medium between a 1 and a 10, somewhere in the 5 to 6 range. A lot of golfers, they'll go more toward the 6 just because they're scared of losing the golf club when they swing. We don't need to worry about that. Golf club is going to stay in our hands, unless it's wet, slippery, something like that. Most of the time, just this light grip pressure is just fine. One of the things that I was taught when I was learning the golf game is to grip the golf club like you're holding a baby bird. So we want to hold it firm enough to where this baby bird isn't going to fall out of our hands, but we don't want to grip it so hard that we're just squeezing this baby bird. So I like to think about baby bird grip when I'm teaching golf, and I like to encourage my beginners to think that way as well. So just think of kind of this happy medium. We're not going to death grip the club, but we want to make sure it's firmly in our hands as well. And the last thing in terms of our grip technique is our hand alignment. So when we are gripping the golf club, we generally want to see just 2 knuckles on our lead hand and maybe 1 or 2 on our trail hand as well. We don't want to see a whole lot on one side or a whole lot on the other. We want to have the hands gripping the golf club pretty evenly on both sides. A good way to determine this is to make some pistols with your index finger and your thumb. Put the pistols going straight down the shaft, and then go ahead and grab the golf club and have the thumbs going straight down the shaft. What this is going to do is it gets kind of your arms, your shoulders, everything kind of gets lined up and perfectly square with the square club face. And it allows us to start with a square club face and hopefully return the golf club to the ball as square at impact. And so the alignment I've just shown you is a neutral grip. That is a great starting point. It's great for making sure that we kind of set up with everything as square as possible. We don't want to start when we're learning grip with too many tendencies of shifting one way or the other. We want to start with everything as neutral, and if we need to make adjustments from there, that's okay. But we don't want to start one way or the other to introduce a bias for one side of the golf course or the other. So we don't want to have a slice bias or a cut bias. We don't want to have a draw bias or a hook bias. We want to have kind of everything set up to neutral, square, and we want to kind of start that way. So hopefully we can kind of learn how we're swinging the golf club, and then if we need to make any adjustments from there, we can, but we want to learn how to swing the golf club with everything being square as we start. So what I've just shown you is a neutral grip. Great for learning the golf swing, a great place to start. We don't want to start off with any of those tendencies to go right or left. We want to start out with kind of everything square so we can learn the golf swing with everything else being 0 or neutral or square. And then from there, if we need to make adjustments, we can, but it's great to learn from neutral. In terms of the other 2 ways that your hands can be aligned on the grip, we have strong and weak. Now, these do not correspond to the actual strong/weak grip pressure that you might have. These are just different terms that we give to the way that our hands are positioned on the golf club. So for a weak grip, everything is going to be shifted toward the lead side of the club. So if I grip this as neutral here, for my weak grip, it would be my lead hand is more underneath the club and my trail hand is more on top of the club. you'll see more knuckles in the trail hand and less in the lead hand. That's a big indicator. And the thumbs might still be going down the shaft toward the club face. They're not necessarily going to be off the club like this, but if you see that knuckle alignment where you see more on the trail hand and less on the lead hand, you probably have at least a slightly weak grip. So the tendency with the weak grip, as we can see here, if I set up with my weak grip here and the club is square, and if I turn to where the thumbs are going straight down the shaft and I have a neutral grip, you'll see this opens up the club face. This is going to lead to our little cut bias, our slice bias, or our push bias. These are kind of the three big misses you'll see with a weak grip, because as we return the club face to the golf ball in the downswing, our tendency is going to be to get the hands back to neutral, and that's going to open up that club face. And the exact opposite is true for a strong grip. A strong grip, our lead hand is going to be more on top. We're going to see more knuckles of that lead hand. Our trail hand is going to be on the bottom. You're going to see less knuckles of the trail hand. And as we return the grip to neutral, you'll see it closes down the club face. So as we are swinging, if we start with our strong grip and we return the club to neutral, you're going to see it closes down that club face. You're going to see more of your hooks, you're going to see more of your draws, and you're going to see more of your pulls. Now, changing the grip is not an effective way to manipulate ball flight. We don't want to have a weak grip if we're trying to cut the ball, or we don't want to have a strong grip if we're trying to draw the ball. This can lead to a lot of problems with the way our club travels through the golf swing and the way our body moves. So we really don't want to attack shaping shots with the grip. The grip, we really want to stay constant, and we want to have a comfortable feel on the golf club when we're swinging. And so the last thing to mention is comfort. Whenever we're grabbing the golf club, we want to feel as comfortable and as natural as possible. So we don't want to start our golf swing feeling kind of weird tension-wise, or kind of that we're unnatural on the golf club. We want to start with what feels good for us so that we can make the most natural, comfortable, athletic motion as possible. So if you are swinging the golf club and you are being told to change the grip and it feels weird, possibly try to change something else in your golf swing. The grip is kind of the last resort I use for when I'm teaching golf, because most golfers have a pretty good feel for the grip that they have. They've been using it for a long time. It feels comfortable to them. So if we can keep the grip and change something else in the swing and see the same result, it'll make you feel a lot more comfortable over the golf ball. You'll make a lot more athletic, a lot more comfortable swing, and you won't sacrifice as much in terms of feel as you would if you change something in the grip. So that's going to conclude my rundown of the grip technique. If you had any questions about kind of the physical golf grip on your club, the equipment, go check out my video on equipment on parts of the golf club. I talked a lot about the actual equipment of the grip there, kind of like what you should look for in terms of size of the grip, different things like that. And if you have any questions, any comments, anything that you didn't really get an answer for that you think I should have covered, leave that in the comments below. I'd love to hear where your head's at with grip, kind of your thought process, any questions you might have. And as always, let's play for par.